Hi, I'm Ellie Montgomery, and I am so excited to be speaking about this topic that is so near and dear to my heart, detox. And I'm just going to start off by sharing a little bit about why this is so important. And then we're going to dive into some really practical ways that you can detox your home, your body, your mind, really on all levels, because it's all important. And I'm going to be hosting tonight with my amazing friend Stephanie, who is going to be sharing her wisdom as well. She's an amazing mama, and she's from Canada, where they are way more conscious of clean products and all the things than we are even in the States. So I'm super excited for her to co-host with me. So why do we need to detox? There is a perfect storm happening in our world right now where our environmental toxins are increasing. So we have more pollutants in the air, water, in our food than ever before in human history. And there are thousands of new pesticides being introduced every year. The majority of this we can't see, but it is wreaking havoc on our bodies. And it's a huge contributor to why our country and really globally as well, but particularly in the States and in Canada, we are dealing with more chronic disease than ever before. More heart disease, cancer, all kinds of issues. And a lot of it has to do with these toxins that we come across every day. So more toxins than ever before in human history. At the same time, our food quality is decreasing. So we have what I call jet-lagged produce. It travels long distances, it's picked before it's ripe. By the time we actually get it in our homes and cook it and eat it, it is deficient in what we really need. And our food also has less nutrients today than it did even a few generations ago. Broccoli has 60% less nutrition than it did 20 to 30 years ago. So we need to make some changes. This is really what tonight is about. Is there's a lot that isn't in our control, right? We can't control what is going on necessarily when we go out to eat or when we are driving, in traffic, in smog, but we can control what's happening in our homes, and we can control a lot of what we put into our bodies. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, is what can we do? And we're going to share what has worked for us and what we really believe in. So just to give you an overview, tonight we're going to talk about maximizing phytonutrients, avoiding plastics, detoxing your home, exercise and sweat, supplementation, and toxicity in the home and beyond. So those are the kind of headers of what we're going to be talking about tonight. And we're going to try to be real quick. We're going to do our best to get to have you off the call in about 25 minutes. So, all right. So step one, maximizing your phytonutrients. So the key here, and this is probably the most important detox tip. If you took nothing else away from this call, this would be the number one thing I would hope that you would take away. And it's eating more whole, real foods, especially cruciferous veggies and foods high in antioxidants. So what I love now, the food pyramid has been replaced by it shows a plate. It's myplate.gov, and it shows that we really want to be eating fill half our plates with fruits and vegetables at every meal. So that equals 9 to 13 servings a day. So if you hold up your fist, that's the size of a serving of fruits and vegetables. We want to be eating 9 to 13 of those a day. And fruits and vegetables help move toxins out of the body. They are nature's detoxifier. And our digestion is so important, because that's our body's main detox mechanism, is, through the night and through the day, like our urine and other waste is moving those toxins out. And fruits and vegetables are extremely helpful for having that process happen. And they also help neutralize damage done to our cells from daily living. So as we exercise and breathe air and we're stressed and we're running around, that all does damage to our cells. And the fruits and vegetables, the antioxidants, reduce the damage from the oxidative stress. So they're really, really important. We want to eat all the different colors, eat the rainbow, try to eat as many different colors as you can in a day, because the different colors have different nutrients, and it's just extremely, extremely important. In our country, somehow there's been this fad created and kind of fear mongering around fruit and like avoiding the sugar in fruit, and it just makes no sense. We need fruit. I tell people, eat as many pieces of fruit as you can all day long. Eat as many veggies as you can all day long. We need as many as we can get. If you're active, it goes up to 18 to 20 servings a day that we need to be getting. So it's a lot, and it's important. So smoothies, soups are great ways to get in more plants. Juicing, a lot of people juice, although that gets rid of the fiber, so it's not ideal. We're going to talk about a little later about some other options for getting more plant foods in your body in simple and convenient ways. But that's our number one tip, is eat more fruits and vegetables. So now I'm going to hand it over to Stephanie.
Just to clarify, Ellie, do you want me to go on to the second step?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're on the right
same
page. So the next thing that we always recommend, and I'm trying hard to do as a mom packing lunches now, is avoiding plastics. I think it's pretty popular across the continent, stainless steel right now, and there's like stainless steel bento boxes for doing lunch or snack. You can do glass containers for water bottles, just really avoiding just the excess amount of plastics. I mean, we know already that there's way too much plastic and trash everywhere, and in our oceans, and just covering everything. So if even that one small thing you can do, don't buy plastic water bottles, get a refillable bottle, do what you can to always be aware of those things. If you're going out, if you can bring something, bring it. I know it's really easy to forget sometimes, but just being a little bit more conscious of that really does help in the long run. And then in addition to the water bottles, there's also things like if you're using the glass containers, you can always reheat in those if you have a microwave. Just the amount of toxicity that comes from plastics and can go into our food also, which we're then directly ingesting. So that's a really big thing that we want to be avoiding. So really simple, just to replace things with stainless steel and with glass, and you can pretty much get those everywhere now. So it's a really easy thing to do and awesome for environment and for our bodies as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. And then our next detox tip is to, I'm going to pin my video, is to detox your home. So there is an amazing app called Think Dirty Shop Clean. And that app, you can put in different products to see how clean and chemical free they are. And this is the challenge in our country, is that there's a lot of marketing, right? So people can put things on a bottle and make it look clean, and when it's not necessarily, it might have, chemicals in there that you don't want. This is especially true with skincare products, creams, lotions. You are putting those directly on your skin. They go straight into the bloodstream, into your body. So it's really important that anything you're going to be putting on your skin regularly be non-toxic. Otherwise, those toxins are just going straight in. And stick with natural, simple products that are eco-friendly and from non-toxic companies. So when I buy dish soap, I just buy unscented, soap. I love this Diva Curl. If you have curly hair, this is a great product. And it's all about, they're all about clean. I also love essential oils, and you can clean your home with essential oils. You can make like natural cleaning solutions. Anything you want to add to that, Stephanie?
Sorry, that took me a sec. Yeah, just I was looking at, like, there are so many easy ways of finding online, like really simple ways to detox your home, and things that I think we're doing anyways that people need to be aware, like it's actually helping. So when we're having our windows open, like daily or weekly, I know with weather changing, it can be hard depending on where you live, but just the way of having like fresh air come in and circulate through, for sure the use of like diffused essential oils, and cleaning, even if you're not able to access natural products or somebody locally who's making stuff also, and like support local, you can also really easily find solutions that are from products that you already have in your house. I know I found that really helpful having kids. There's a few companies like Norwex who does like zero chemical products, and I am like totally fine for my kids to be using like touching things, or like my baby touching things and then putting it in her mouth. I'm not nervous that there's some chemical from the cleaning product I just used that she's ingested, because there's obviously a million things that babies can all of a sudden get in their system. So just using products like that you feel confident that if that were to happen, nothing bad would occur. And then also really easy things that are trendy, also like salt lamps. They're not just a trend, they're actually good for you. Really simple to just have on in your home. There's so many benefits. You can look those up if you are interested. Changing out your filters in your furnace, simple things. Wool dryer balls, I switched to that instead of dryer sheets. Didn't even really have an awareness of the like issues that dryer sheets can be. So really simple things that are natural and easily found, and a lot of times locally businesses or other women supporting women who are doing those as well. So that's a few of the tips I have from detoxing my home, and things that I was doing before that just kind of seemed like, well, I'm going to do this, and then it's actually beneficial for you. And I'll just go into the next one if that's okay, Ellie. Then number 4, we do for detoxing, exercise and sweat. So this is a really key one, and you'll hear it a lot no matter who is doing or talking about a detox or a cleanse. Exercise is generally paired with it, and you do want to watch out and make sure that it is paired with it, because there are cleanses and certain juicing where they don't recommend exercise, and that's something you want to have flagged, because really you should be allowing enough nutrition and calories, good calories in your body that you can still exercise, because exercising allows us to sweat out those toxins that we're working so hard to get rid of anyways. So no matter what kind of exercise it is, even if you can do 30 minutes a day, go for a walk, do some light cardio. I always want to preface, just because I, as a full-fledged cardio or a similar program of what you might have been doing pre-kids, you want to always make sure that it's safe for your body, and even little amounts of exercise are going to benefit your body and allow those toxins to come out naturally through our sweat. So then I will hand it back over to Ellie for number 5.
Yes. So our second to last detox tip is supplementation to support. So people ask me all the time, what kind of supplement should I be taking? Should I take a multivitamin, that kind of thing. Many doctors are recommending multivitamins. And what I say to anyone who asks is what you want to look for is a supplement that is whole food and that is backed by research. And any omega blend, oil kind of supplement you're going to be taking, you definitely want that to be plant-based, because there's no need to get omega supplements from fish sources, and it's very unsustainable, and it's omegas actually come from plants, so we don't need to get them from fish. So the brand that I love is Juice Plus. And I'm just going to hold it up. They have whole food blends. They have a fruit blend, a vegetable blend, a berry blend, and a vegan omega. And it's all food. The label is, totally pure. It's all vine ripened, everything in it. And it's got the 10,000 phytonutrients from kale and apple and beet, and not just isolated vitamins, which our bodies don't really know what to do with and tend to just, eliminate. We really need our nutrients and vitamins in synergy from nature with all the other components in the plant. So I love Juice Plus. My family's been using it for 15 years, since I was 14 years old, and it completely changed the picture of our health. It helped my sister wean herself off of her ADHD meds because it helped her focus and concentration improve so much. It helped me get off allergy meds. It really helped heal my gut. I had digestive issues, and helped my skin glow. And no one in my family has been on antibiotics in 15 years. So it's been a huge blessing. I shout it from the rooftops. I tell everyone about it because it's, like Norwex, which is another company that Stephanie mentioned. They don't advertise, it's all online. And so the only way you hear about it is if a raving fan customer shares it with you. So they also have a really delicious vegan shake mix that I have every morning. I know a lot of people are struggling with, just like we talked about, getting in enough plant foods, and this makes it really easy for me because I just take my capsules in the morning, I make a big shake, and I throw in greens, I throw in fruit, and I have 5 to 7 servings of plant foods before I leave the house in the morning. So it's been a huge game changer for me. I don't know where I would be without it. And it's the supplement line that I recommend. I've never found anything else that is whole food and that is backed by the body of research that this is backed by. And that's the other thing with supplements. It's an unregulated industry. You really don't know what you're getting. And so you really want to make sure it's backed by research. And this is the most researched nutritional product in the world. So Stephanie is a big fan of it too. And and she's a mom as well. So I wanted to bring her in to just share her experience with it and why she loves and recommends it.
Yeah, thanks. So I have been on it just over 2 years. So my system is still new-ish to it. But I actually started when I was 7 months postpartum with my firstborn. So I had experienced pregnancy with terrible nutrition and really bad pregnancy cravings and low energy. And then the postpartum first 7 months of just trying to get back up and figuring out the whole new mom life with low energy, and then was introduced by another mom to it and started on it mainly for the fact that I wanted to be the example I wanted my daughters to live out. So I didn't want to tell them they should be eating healthy and doing all these things and not do it myself and be that example in our home. So that's how I started into it. Found a huge difference in energy and mood, which we know that food and exercise is a huge natural antidepressant. And I found that also extremely important when postpartum and you're just dealing with all the anxieties and changes mentally and hormonally and everything. It was a really important factor in my health. And then continued on it, introduced my daughter. She had capsules in her baby food, so I knew she was getting nutrition. There's a proper way to wean that in, just so you know. So that I followed that. And then she was on gummies when she was old enough to chew them. And then I had a second pregnancy with it and saw a huge, huge, huge difference. I've done a few different events just kind of explaining the pregnancy 1, pregnancy 2, and breastfeeding and how that was different, having the nutrition in my system, and just the difference of how that was. And as a baby, like my first daughter, and the pickiness that she had, I'm still trying to get the nutrition in those first 7 months, and then the pickiness that was not present at all in my second born. So I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of it, just for the simplicity of it as a busy mom and knowing the nutrition is going in my body when I was fueling them during pregnancy and growing them, and then when they're growing and being that witness and being like, yep, I've got the nutrition, I've got so many plants and fruits and vegetables in my body, and just the energy and the difference in everything, like skin, physically, and mood is just such a game changer for me. So I will always write for it, but especially as a mom, it's just been such an amazing thing for us.
I love your story, Stephanie. It's amazing. So that brings us to our final detox tip, which is about toxicity in the home and beyond. So it covers everything from mold, which can be a really important thing. Like if you think you might have mold in the home, to get that checked out, because that can be really damaging. Toxins in the home as well, really looking at, and Stephanie covered that beautifully, but really looking at what products are you using, everything from skin to household, laundry, cleaning. These are all, chemicals that we're coming up against every day. And there's a lot of options out there for non-toxic products. And then something that we wanted to cover is your internal thoughts. Because here's the thing, we can be eating all the clean food, have a totally sterile, clean home environment, and our bodies are so impacted by our thoughts and what is running through our head every day. And I don't love the idea of like calling, I hear a lot these buzzwords, people will be like, she's toxic. And, I came up against I encounter, the people that I work with are toxic, that kind of thing. And here's the thing, we're all toxic. We're all walking around with toxins in our body. We're all struggling with this. We're all doing the best we can. And if we can focus on our thoughts, on our internal state, are we getting support? Are we, maybe it's what kind of practices do we have? Do we have a journaling practice, or do we go for walks outside? Like, how do we let off steam? Do we have a friend that we can confide in? Because we all are dealing with a lot. The news, our social media, it's just constant, the information that we're taking in, and a lot of it is not positive. And so to be positive internally and kind of be clear of a lot of the toxic negative thinking, that's a consistent practice. And it starts with us. And my experience is, when I really take care of myself and I'm sleeping well, sleep is so important, because that's when our bodies detoxify, is overnight. That's when a bulk of it happens. And so when I'm sleeping, when I'm, journaling and keeping my mind clear, I find that the outer world, right, the like people that I come across that might be having a bad day or whatever they're dealing with, the traffic, I live in LA, traffic is so intense. If I'm in a good place, those things do not bother me nearly as much. And I know that that's my responsibility, because if I don't make it a priority and a focus in my life, I will get taken down by it. And it's, I see it as a daily practice. Same way I need to shower daily. I need to clear my mind. I need to, connect with other positive people. I need to drink good water, get sleep, the basics, but we forget about them because we're so busy. So the basics are so, so important. And then the last thing I want to mention is our relationships, and I kind of touched on this, but the people in our life. And I know that, I'll just share, I'm part of an amazing community of mostly women. There are some men, but mostly women. And it's our team is called the Wellness Warriors, and we're really passionate about bringing health solutions and financial solutions to other women or anyone who's seeking it. And I've made this my career. I love it. And it's been an incredible journey over the past 8 years of retiring myself from the previous jobs I had to becoming an entrepreneur and being able to have more control over my environment and over the people that I'm spending time with. Because your work is where you spend a great deal of your life. And I know for me, when I was in my early 20s and just graduating college, I didn't have that many options. Like, I didn't really, I kind of fell into a not great work environment, and it's been the just greatest joy of my life to create a career that allows me to live in a positive place every day. And Stephanie and I work together. We've both created these incredible home businesses sharing health and wellness and financial independence with other women. And so if that's something that piques your interest, if that's something you might want to learn about, we'd be happy to connect and just share more about what we do and what that looks like. And a lot of it is spreading this kind of education to other people that need to hear it, because there is a health crisis happening in the US and Canada. I don't think it's quite as bad in Canada, but it's pretty global. You know, it's going to take an army to turn around the health picture of our countries, and we need more boots on the ground. And it's also, we're in a real shift in the way that people are working and making money. And there are so many people that I meet today who want to be entrepreneurs and want to own their lives and want to do work that makes a difference. And that's really what we found here. So if any of this intrigued you, if you'd like more detox solutions, we have an incredible plant-based recipe book that we'd be happy to share with clean, healthy plant-based recipes. And if you are intrigued by Juice Plus, we can let you know next steps with that and how you get started on it. And if you are interested in a business that allows you to be around more positive people and create a really, a world of possibility and break free from whatever environment might be not as supportive and satisfying, we would love to share more about what we do and what it looks like to become an ambassador and partner with us. So thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Stephanie, do you want to say anything to?
No, I just second that. It's definitely fun to fight, and it's a lot of fun doing it too. So if anybody has questions, reach out. If I've invited you or Ellie, if somebody invited you, please connect with us.
Okay. Thank you, Stephanie, for organizing this. So grateful. And yeah. Have a great night, everyone. And the recording will be available if you have friends, that wanted to hear this and couldn't be on. So we'll be sharing that. I'm going to upload it to YouTube.
Great.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye.